What's up, y'all? I'm back with another episode of A Deeper Dive with Key. And yes, we back for season 2. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thought we would have came back? Especially on account of I changed the name of my podcast every day. Like, can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? For the new people here, I moved it over to YouTube. But I've been doing a lot. I've been doing too much, to be honest. I initially started as Mindful Bliss Healing Space because I was really trying to manifest the healing center that I wanted to create. And so I was like, let me just make it a podcast name so it can be something. Because you got to use this name. Then it went to the No Gimmicks Podcast. No, actually, it went from Purpose Ain't to Punks. Then I almost quit today. The No Gimmicks Podcast. It was more videos on my IGTV than podcast episodes. I would like go back and forth. I would release an episode and that's just audio, and then I would just be recording on Instagram, IGTV, and I would just call it my podcast. But it wasn't really much of a podcast. But now I'm back. I'm trying to be legit. I'm trying to upload to YouTube and have the audio going. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're back in this bitch. How are you? And I feel like it's been a lot of like evolutions of my podcast, because when I initially started, okay, let's actually rewind. So it's not just 4 times I changed the name and changed the platform. For those new here who are not familiar with me, my name is Keisha. I write books under the pseudonym Emiko Love, but A Deeper Dive with Key is just a deeper dive to my thoughts, like my truth, and me just standing unapologetically in who I am as a woman, as a person, as a writer, as just a normal, human being. I feel like I've always, when it came to social media or my public persona, I always had this certain image that I wanted to uphold, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna be successful one day. I don't want to do things, or say something wrong that would make people get the wrong impression of me. But I don't know if it's older age, like now that I'm about to knock on 30, I'm just like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. Like, yes, I cuss. No, I don't curse like minimally. Like, I curse like a fucking sailor, and that's just what it is. Like, I feel like I try to have this pin proper, like there's more sides to me. I'm not always turned up and egged up like this, but also I'm not like soft spoken. Like, I have a personality. I'm very outgoing to people that I fuck with. Cause if I don't fuck with you, I'm just be looking like this. Yeah. Okay. I get them eyes. I get that stare like. Oh, for those that's listening on just audio, I'm staring into the camera. I'm giving a young side eye with the chinky eyes that I have. I'm giving a young side eye. My first podcast was with my homegirl. We recorded 1 episode. She accidentally pressed delete. We tried to record it again. It just wasn't working. So, yeah. I feel like initially when I came with like podcasting, I wanted to be very motivational, very positive, very good vibes only. And part of that is because I was living in a very like hostile living situation. I had roommates. It was some random bitches that I didn't know. And it really just made me question everything that I was just trying to be as a person. I think sometimes like when you change your life around, sometimes you go overboard and you try too hard and you overcompensate, and people get this image that you're trying to be perfect. And so that situation taught me, for one, just because I want to empower people, just because I want to motivate people, especially women and black women, don't mean I have to get along with every bitch that I meet. Cause some people, I don't even like using the B word like that, but I use it, a little here and there. But yeah, some people are bitches, not because they a bitch, but because they act like bitches. Like, they act very catty, they act very nasty, they act very vindictive and manipulative, and I don't like that. So yeah, I'm just here to be myself. I'm just here, like, how I talk to my cousin, how I talk to my homegirls, like, that's what y'all gonna get. I always wanted to, I think growing up in church, you have a lot of church people following you. You have a lot of people from your childhood, your mama's friends, and both of my parents are deceased. So it has to come a point in time where I had to be like, okay, who the fuck am I living for? Am I living for Keisha, or am I living for this image because I don't want people to have the wrong idea about me? Like, fuck that, because they've been judging me since my parents was alive, before they died. Like, they've been judging me. So it's just like, I'm gonna just be who I am. And if people don't like me, oh well. Like, we just can't fake the funk. I can't be no fake ass bitch no more. I'm delivered. I tried to be very PC. No. I can't. I can't. So this is me. I am unfiltered. Sometimes I'm too honest, and I can't hide that part of myself. I feel like I always wanted to be like, have some type of mystery to myself and create that barrier, create that wall. But like, I just feel like that don't get you nowhere, but just being unhappy and shape-shifting, to be like, quote unquote, the nice person. Like, growing up, my mama used to always tell me, like, girl, you got a bad attitude. And I really just didn't have a bad attitude. It was just people vibes that I didn't fuck with. And if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. And I feel like as an adult, or just transitioning, throughout my teenage years and then eventually becoming an adult, it's like I was trying so hard to like prove my mom wrong or be very likable. Like, all I can be is me. And if you don't like it, I'm just not your cup of tea. I'm not the person that's just gonna pretend or try to be very likable. Like, I am a sweet person, but I'm gonna just stay true to me at all costs. And it took me a while to get here. It took me, losing myself, finding myself, be like, I don't know if I wanna be. Because when you start really standing into your truth, you start losing a lot of people that can't handle the fullness of you, a lot of people that are used to the dumbed down version of you. And I couldn't do that no more. So here I am. Welcome new people. If you're just seeing me for the first time on YouTube, I hope y'all stay a while and let's kick it. So let's get into the first topic. Look at y'all. So I had to start making an outline because we come in different. I want to be very professional and come a little, as that little je ne sais quoi. But I needed to get me an outline and start outlining my episodes because, I tried the whole, I'm going to just talk and just let it come off my dome. But no, like, no, because it was just giving very much, bitch, what are you talking about? I don't even know how to complete a thought. I was interrupting a thought with a thought. Like, mid-thought, I've listened to some of my old episodes. Mid-thought, I'll be talking about something, and then I'll have an idea, and then I'll just start talking about that too. And I didn't even complete my first thought. So we gotta do things a little different. We try and get different results. We're gonna do stuff a little different this time around. So first of all, I want to reflect on this year. Well, by the time y'all see this, I'm reflecting on 2021 because it'll be 2022 by the time y'all see this episode. This year has been quite a journey. It's been a lot of like self-reflection and just like man, accountability. Because you go through life and you think that people are always against you. And I feel like I kind of developed that mindset because I'm used to being the underdog. But I started coming from a place where, let me get my thoughts together. I'm just like, what can I learn in this moment? And when I started asking myself questions like that and was tired of getting the same results, things just shifted for me. Just with my whole mindset. Like, my mindset has definitely changed. Like, every job that I've had, I've started off a high performer. And then when I couldn't get the job that I wanted, or the position or the transfer or the promotion that I wanted, I would just kind of, be like, fuck it. And I'd be like, well, I don't want to do this anyway. Or, I'm really a creative. So like, this is just whatever. But you want to succeed in everything you do. And so this year, especially, I had to take a step back and really like reevaluate how I was moving. Like, is everybody out to get you, or are you on the defensive? Like, for example, I had an interview with a manager for this quality assurance position. And honestly, I just really wanted to get off the phones. I'm tired of talking to customers. I'm tired of working customer service and sales. Like, for most of my 20s, that was the first job that I could get, was at a call center. So having that be the longest job that I had, it set the tone for a lot of the jobs I was able to get. I worked a lot of sales jobs. I worked a lot of like customer service jobs. And it's really been like irritating because I don't really like talking to people like that. Like, I like talking to people that I like, but like just going out and having to code switch, number one, because you have to put on this white ass voice, or in my opinion, this white voice, or, this less threatening voice. You can't just be, using improper grammar and slang. You got to be like, hi, how are you? How are you today? And, throw a little razzle dazzle on that shit. And honestly, I just be tired of being a fake ass bitch to people that I don't like. Like, when you have rude ass customers and you want to like, especially when you got like, you used to have a slight temper. So it's like, I really want to say, bitch, fuck you. And that's why your credit score like this, and you can't get this car. I don't even know why you like playing on my phone right now, but you have to keep it professional. And you gotta be like, okay, well, I definitely do apologize, sir. I definitely do apologize. I understand. Okay, well, my pleasure. You have a great day now. And then you get off the phone and you be like, this fucking stupid ass motherfucker. I be cussing around my apartment, especially because I work from home. I be cussing around my apartment, this stupid ass motherfucker. But I gotta make sure my phone all the way hang up because, quality assurance is listening. They're listening. But yeah, y'all. So I had this interview or whatever, and I thought I did really good. We had that little rapport, we was laughing together. We was talking about our families. I thought I had that interview in the bag. And so, she set up an appointment to talk to me and follow up with me. So I'm thinking like, she about to offer me the position. And so in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, she set it at 2 p.m. I work from 1 to 10. I know that she's not gonna like, I have to get the job. Like, I know she's not going to tell me so early in my shift and piss me off so that like I can't finish my shift for the rest of the day. Like, I know they're not gonna do that. Like, why would you talk to me? I ain't never had nobody, like, if I don't get the job, like, they just don't call me back, or they send me, we regret to inform you. Like, that's cool. But like, I was like, I had to have gotten the job, right? So I'm doing the process of eliminations and all that jazz. And I'm like, okay, I had to have gotten the job. But yeah, so long story short, we interviewed, well, not interviewed, we had a little meeting on Teams, which is like, it's kind of like a Skype, but like within business, it's like what's that shit y'all be using? It started getting real big in the COVID shit. But anyways, it's like a instant messenger, and it also does video chat. So I can't think of the competitor, but the one we use in my job is Teams. So we had our meeting or whatever, and she's talking to me. So at first, when I had the meeting, I'm crossing my fingers underneath the desk. I'm like, okay, let me fill out what her vibe is. And she was very, asking me what I was doing for the holidays. I'm like, so my fingers slowly got uncrossed, and I'm like, okay, I got this shit. Let me just relax. She kikiing with me. We talk about giving back. We talk about our love for the homeless. We connecting. We vibing. And then you can see she pulled out her notes. And I thought she was about to offer me a position, talk about pay, and I was rudely mistaken. I had to rudely humble myself when she told me, so I decided to go with a different candidate. And I don't know how my face was looking to her, but I was trying to hold it together because I was pissed. Because, what I was telling myself as I'm working this job, I'm like, okay, just finish out the week. You about to get this new job. You ain't got to be on the phone with customers no more. You just going to be listening to calls. You write your little observations and you clock the fuck out. Like, you ain't got to do too much. Like, on to bigger and better. You know what I'm saying? So I was very shocked for her to tell me that I did not get the job. And she was just telling me why. And, in that moment, you can really get defensive and you like, what the fuck? Like, bitch, why is you even talking to me? Because as soon as I got off that call, I was like, bitch, why would you even call me? Like, bitch, I can't even finish my shift right now. I'm pissed. Bitch, my crazy ass cut off my uniform shirt while I was in it. Bitch, I started punching my bed. Bitch, I was mad. Like, I was pissed. I was upset. Like, when I say I was upset, like, I was very angry. I was very sad. I was very disappointed. I was like, damn, I gotta be on these phones with these customers again. I was pissed, okay? Because I just knew that I had it in the bag, but life will humble you, okay? And so, I clocked out for the rest of the day. I was like, I'm gonna be taking the rest of the day off. I called the little call out line. I sent my manager a message like, hey, I'm taking off for the rest of the day because I couldn't focus. And I just knew when I was that upset, like, you don't want me to talk to your customers right now. I'm liable to cuss a bitch out. I'm liable to just be hanging up every call that I get. Like, bitch, I'm restarting my computer again. Like, I'm having technical issues and just keep restarting that shit for an hour and 30 minutes. Like, I was liable to do some shit that was just gonna be like, in order to think about keeping this roof over my head, I had to really reevaluate. I was like, best option that I can do right now, because I can't calm down right now because I'm so upset. I just got to clock out on you, baby. And, if y'all don't want to pay me for Christmas, even though we were supposed to get holiday pay because I didn't work my whole shift the day before, it's okay, baby. It's okay because I don't need to be cussing out these customers. As I've gotten older, I try to be a little bit more mature about the situation versus just blowing this motherfucker up. But I definitely wanted to throw my laptop, throw the extra screen that they gave us, and just like slam some shit. Like, I was ready to fight, bitch. And I'm big, so I was tired. I was punching my bed, trying to get this anger out. Bitch, my arms start getting tired. I was just like, girl, but I'm mad. I'm upset. Girl, I really had a hissy fit, and I allowed myself to do that. I allowed myself to really feel all the feels, feel everything that I was feeling in order. So, when I came to, I was like, let me do something different, because this whole year I've been trying to do something different to get different results. Okay, instead of, continue to lack that motivation, how about you perform to the best of your abilities? How about you turn it up another notch and get back on top where you was? Yeah, you're still getting a great customer service surveys, but you ain't really been killing the sales. Like, you ain't in the bottom, but you ain't really been showing out how you used to show out. Let's turn this shit up a notch. Let's be a good sport about it versus having a defeated attitude and being like, man, fuck this shit, fuck this job. I'm gonna just focus on my podcast. I'm gonna just focus on doing something artsy. Like, what is God trying to teach you in this moment? Because evidently you keep getting these jobs because it's something that you're missing, and you are getting you're getting the tools while going through this situation for what you need to be successful. You can't be just defeated. You can't just be just a fuck it. Like, all my life, after my first job where I worked so long, I was like #1, and then they begged me to stay when I wanted to quit, only to fire me a few months later and switch me to a whole different department that I hated. After that, like, every job I would get, like, if it came a point where I wasn't getting the promotion that I wanted, or like it was just too much conflict, instead of putting on my big girl draws and, getting past the conflict, I would just fucking quit. I was just like, you know what? Another job ain't gonna never fire me again. Bitch, I'm out here. I'm out. Fuck you. And then get another job. But then, with this job, from my last job that I resigned from to this job, it was a cool minute before I got another stable job. And in my early 20s, I could get a job like this. Quit one, next one call me. I was just boom, boom, boom. But between my last full-time, long-term job to this one, it was a wow. It was a little bit of part-time jobs, seasonal positions in that way. And I was like, well, how can I do things differently? Even if I don't want to be at this company for 10, 15 years because I know I have bigger aspirations, what can I learn in this meantime to help me develop my character? So after, I thought about it, I sat with myself and I was like, I'm gonna write her an email. I was researching like how to deal with rejection, for internal transfer. So I sent her an email. I thanked her for the tips that she gave me. I told her I would partner with my manager, and I plan on partnering with my manager and, getting my sales back up how they used to be, and also practicing interviews so I can be a better interviewer. After I took my ego out the situation where I got that fucking job, I realized that I could always be better. I'm not the best interviewer. I don't like interviews, honestly, because it's like, bitch, first of all, I don't really want to be here. First of all, I don't even really want to be here, but I got to fake the funk and I got to pretend that I want this job, but I'm just trying to keep this for the meantime, until something pop up on the creative tip. I ain't really with this shit, but I just want to use it to my development and use it for my good versus just bullshitting or okay, I'm gonna perform real good because I have a natural talent where I'm a good performer, with sales, with anything that you give me, I'm a master it. But then once I master something, I get bored and I'm just like, okay, whatever. And I'm just going through the motions. But what this year has taught me is that I lack endurance. So this year has been challenging me. Well, 2021, because by the time y'all see that, this is gonna be early 2022. But I definitely lack endurance. So this is teaching me, even when you feel defeated, how can you switch that back and get that endurance again? So, I sent her an email and it's set to deliver on Monday, even though I ain't gonna be there, but I wrote out a thoughtful email and stuff. But yeah, I was very pissed. I was very upset. And I think more than wanting the position, it was just because I just wanted to get out my current situation. And sometimes you be so desperate to get out your current situation that you just think because it's an opportunity that sounds like something that you put out into the universe and said that you wanted, that you just gonna automatically get it. Because if God know that this is what I want, like, why would he put it in my face? Because sometimes God is testing you, like, how hard are you going to try for it? Or are you just going to have a defeated attitude? Or are you going to keep repeating the process? And I didn't want to repeat the process. I didn't want to continue to have that loser ass attitude. Like, bitch, I used to be a loser. Like, that is a loser mentality to be like, you know, we can think like, oh, well, I'm the shit. I'ma make it. I'ma write this book. I'ma become a billionaire, and fuck all y'all and every job that passed me off from a position. Y'all gonna regret that shit. You know, that's ego. And yeah, you might get that position, but why not try to be the best in everything that you do, everything that you touch? So when you do get in that position, you know that, like, you put your best foot forward in everything, that you learned the lessons, and that you didn't just write things off just because it's not the lane that you wanted to do, but you took the lessons that it gave you and you did something with it. So that's how I had to, you know, come back on it, because y'all, I was pissed. So yeah, anyways. So another thing that happened, you know, I had to look at my notes. I had to look at my notes because we trying to stay on topic. Look at us. It's flowing better. I like doing my outlines. I'm going to keep this up. Also, this year, it's been some disruptions in my friendship relationships. And it just made me analyze, like, what I want in friendships and recognize different patterns. Like, I had a habit of attaching myself to people because our relatability to trauma. Like, I liked befriending hurt people. I liked, like, learning about other people who have been through struggles. But I had to recognize, like, is that a trauma response? Are you trauma bonding with people? Or are you just like, y'all relate, but is that the root of y'all problems? And I had to think, like, what friendships can go through the rain and the storm? Can y'all be happy with each other? Or is it like the conversation dull because ain't nothing fucked up happening in y'all lives? Like, sounds like a trauma bond. Sounds like you're attracted to trauma. And I got to a point where, like, I'm not attracted to the drama no more. I don't want to hear about the bullshit. I don't want to hear, you know, I want to be there for a friend, but you don't always want to hear that bullshit. Like, can we uplift each other? Can we talk about some goals? Can we stop having the same bullshit ass conversations? Because I am in a place where I don't want to keep repeating patterns, but with that, I don't want to be around people who repeat the same fucking patterns. Like, if I'm trying to do different shit, I want people around me that are trying to learn from the patterns that they keep repeating and make elevated strides. And with recognizing that, I understand why people started to get distant, because we were growing in different directions. And I definitely believe that sometimes God brings people, they're like reoccurring co-stars. You know, God keep bringing people back, you know, maybe y'all got to grow separately. And then on the other hand, I was at a point where I was feeling like, okay, well, you know, if people leave, they just leave. But now I have a different point of view, because I was watching this interview. It was this live interview with Blue Taluzma, Blue Centric on Instagram. Go follow her. She got a dope ass podcast. I love that shit. It's called Humanized. And it's awesome. She's an emotional intelligence coach. She's a host for Hollywood Unlocked podcast. And she's really dope. But like, when she was talking to Jason Lee, who's the owner of Hollywood Unlocked, they were just talking about how, like, if I fall out with you, like, I fell out with you for a reason. If we got distant for a reason. A lot of times we try to restart those relationships and, like, they're dead. Like, we trying to rekindle what was. Like, you are who you are. And if you can grow with me, like, what's the point of going in and out of my life? And that's how I started to look at it. And I was like, well, I can't change my family. Like, my family is my family. I'm related to who I'm related to. So I feel like, you know, if I fall out with a family member and they come back around, I feel like I'd be more open to that versus because God made you related to me for a reason. But even with that, like, I ain't gonna let you keep doing fucked up shit and doing the same shit. Like, you know, you might get a little bit more grace because I'm like, obviously you're related to me for a reason. They would be related to me if they were supposed to be in my life forever. So I just be going back and forth with it. Am I open to reconciliation? Maybe if it's the first time that we've actually had a falling out. But if it's like a repeated thing where we're always growing in different directions, I just feel like, you know, God can bring another person in your life who can have that same energy as me and help you on your journey. I really don't have the desire to keep repeating lessons with the same people. Like, obviously we keep falling off for a reason. So like, stay gone. That's just how I feel. So what else? We just letting go and letting God. I ain't forcing no shit. If shit fall off, it just fall off. It was only one friendship where it was like an actual like falling out. And it wasn't really a falling out. It was a conversation. They didn't like the way the conversation was going and they blocked me on everything. Because I was just like, you know, you're not going to keep disrespecting me. I'm just going to hit you with a take care. I'm not about to argue with you no more. Like, I don't care who you are. And then they retaliated by blocking me on everything. And I just feel like, okay. I ain't about to kiss your ass. Like, we not begging for friendships. That's what we not gonna do. Cause bitch, I like myself, to be honest. I like myself above the rest. And that's how you gotta feel about yourself. Like, a lot of people are not content being alone. And I think because society has conditioned us, like, we have to have a partner, we have to have friendships, we have to have this and that to thrive, that, like, it kind of warped my view in a sense. But, like, I always been good being alone. I'm an only child. I used to play with myself all the time, like, play by myself, play with my dogs, imagine, create, just be a creative ass individual. So it's just like getting back to my roots. And I think, like, being around people and you see so many friendship groups and stuff like that, it's only normal that you think like, dang, I wish I had groups like that, or da-da-da-da. But you recognize that, like, you know, I've had that. It really ain't all that it's cracked up to be. Like, I'm cool if people want to come in my life, but honestly, I ain't begging nobody to be at the Kiki show. Like, not at all. And that's just really where I'm at on that. So, yeah. Let's get into our third and last topic. And so, speaking of, like, friendships, another thing that I've always prided myself on was, like, not being afraid to lose people. Just not just people, but also people with influence. I think a lot of times, like, especially when you are a creative and you want to get ahead, it's always this thing about, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I'm bad at not saying not burning bridges, but I'm bad at keeping up relationships just because of what you can do for me. Like, I'm really the type of person that it's really your character with me. And if you stop being solid, I don't want to fuck with you. Like, I've had plenty of people who've had great influences. They may have been cool with this person and cool with this person. But honestly, if you stop being solid, like, I can't fuck with you. And I've had people that, like, introduce me to certain people, like, you know, you, like, if you be this person photographer, you can, back when I was doing photography, if you be this person photographer, you can get on. They gonna be, like, they super talented. And, you know, when they showed me signs of like not being solid or not, reciprocating the type of energy that I was putting out, I had to hit it with the deuce, because I'm not about to just like, you're not about to be playing with me how these celebrities be playing with you. Like, you're not gonna pick and choose when you want to be like real as fuck. Like, I can't do it. Like, I can't fake the funk. And I can't, like, I'm just never been afraid to like lose people regardless of what they have. Like, I really genuinely like people who are genuine as fuck, like people who show up for you, people who know how to communicate. Like, I'm not the friend that like you gotta text me every single day, but like I'm not cool with that ghosting shit. Like, when it seemed like you kind of got an issue, because like even because I've had a friend, like, we didn't really talk like that, but we were really close. I ended up losing her this year, but it's cool. Wish her the best. Love you, girl. Even though you blocked me, I don't care. Like, I don't care if like we talk every day, because I've had friends where like it's always good energy. We may not talk every day, but we'll like each other post occasionally. But you could tell when it's like that underlying beef, because you go from like talking every day, this person watching all your stories, but they don't like none of your posts. They just watching. And then, or maybe they stop watching, but they occasionally just like watch your posts or something. Like, it just be weird shit. Like, literally everything you used to post, they on Instagram, they be liking it up when y'all cool. But when y'all not cool, or when they start acting different or acting distant, then they just don't be liking none of your shit. And it's just like, okay, I can tell what type of time you on. I'm just like the type of person, if we have a good relationship and understanding with each other, where it's like, it's not weird if we don't talk for months, because we know it's not no beef. We occasionally do a, hey girl, I hope you're doing well, da 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 da. But when you just start switching up out the blue, and we went from like talking almost every day, it's kind of weird to me. Like, it's giving very much weird. You're a weirdo, weird. I don't like it. So I don't fuck with that type of energy. And I also, I don't befriend people for what they can do for me. And, sometimes I used to feel guilty if somebody did, something for me, but then they start acting weird in another area. It's like, no, you gotta be a well-rounded individual. Just because you may have gotten me something, or just because you might have done something nice to me, that doesn't, my friendship can't be bought. My loyalty cannot be bought. If you're not solid, if you're not showing up for me, if you acting wishy-washy, I don't like that type of energy. Like, you either cool or you don't. I don't want friendships that I gotta wonder, like, is we cool? Like, she kind of moving a little funny. Okay, they not returning my calls. Like, they don't even, like, I don't care if you don't return my calls, but at least, like, hit me up like, oh, yeah, girl, I'm just a lot going on. I can understand that, and I just leave you, I check on, but when I know certain friends are going through things, I try to be that friend that checks up on them, because I know how it is to be the strong friend and nobody check up on you. So I always want to be that in my friendships, but yeah. So I don't really got no friends. It's a couple of people that always show love to me on like social media. I fuck with them. But like, as far as like actually in real life, I don't really got no friends. Like, I have friends in real life and all of them gone. I got my cousin though, but it is what it is. You just gotta let go and let God. But speaking of like social media or people with influence, I want to talk about like, it's okay to change your mind. Social media is a tricky place, because if you let yourself get too sucked in, it can make you feel inferior about yourself. It can make you start questioning things that you do. And it can also make you a hating ass bitch. Like, let's be honest. And I feel like as I gotten older, I really started to see social media for what it is, see through people faking the funk, meeting many people, not just one or two, but meeting several people who may be one way on social media, but a different way in person. And just really seeing that it's just, it's really, really a highlight reel. Like, a lot of people like to use this, this saying like social media is just a highlight reel. People just show you what they want. But like, no, legit, people only show you what they want to see. Like they might, and I used to be that person where it's like, just positive quotes. You don't need to know if I'm going through something. You don't need to know all that. But it was no type of authenticity on that. I've never been like non-authentic. I might not exposed or been as transparent as I am now, but I always had like a certain level of authenticity to me, whether I was more private or whatever. But it's people that's really like a whole different fucking person on the internet, and they're a different person off the internet, and it's kind of scary. But with that, it's also people like social media girls that pretend to be hoes or pretend to be like really like out there, and they're really sweet people and really nice people like in real life. And so just seeing like it's the difference. Like sometimes people can pretend to be good on the internet but really a fucked up person in real life. And it's a lot of people that pretend to be this, this public figure, this public image, and pretend to be like, I don't know, just unfiltered, like very extra, very just outrageous, but they're really like kind, sweet people in real life. And so it's just like, it's okay to change your mind about how like you view social media and stuff. I feel like younger me, I was very just judgmental. Like if I seen a girl who I even thought was a hoe, I was just like, bitch, you kind of, like, bitch, I was judging you. Like, let's be honest, I was judging you. But now that like I gotten older, like many times in my life, I've befriended many hoes, and hoes got feelings too. Like, I ain't popping my pussy everywhere, but hoes is fun, especially having a hoe friend. They be fun. They wouldn't go out to the, but sometimes you ain't even on all that type of time. But like sometimes a lot of these quote unquote hoes or quote unquote, out there girls or loose or whatever, like they just really be looking for love. Like it's crazy. Like they really be looking for love. They don't just be out there hoeing. And I'm just glad that like I'm not judgmental as much. Like we all got a little bit of judginess in us, because how will we tell what's wrong from right? Like we gotta have a little judginess. But I'm just glad I'm not as judgy as I used to be, because I used to be a judging ass bitch. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I used to be judging. I used to be like even if I said like, bitch, I'm judging you, like, bitch, I don't I just be all right now. But yeah, that concludes the first episode of season 2 of A Deeper Dive with Key. I hope y'all enjoy talking with me. I'm trying to get this whole feel of, recording with the camera, and also recording audio too. My laptop died, so it's a little harder because I gotta separate it, but thank God for 2 phones. Hallelujah, hallelujah. And you wanna know something funny? I got this up to be fancy, but this ain't even plugged up. I was trying to use it. It did work good, but like I don't know if it's like a short in the cable, but this microphone ain't shit. It ain't shit. But I'm gonna still use it for decoration because I paid for it. So I gotta, make it look a little legit. Hey, testing. 1, 2, 3. This is ASMR. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. Please comment, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube, The Dream Genie. Follow me on Instagram, The Dream Genie. Follow me on TikTok, The Dream Genie. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, all the other podcast places, Spotify, all that jazz. Or just watch it on YouTube, or do all of them. And you make sure on the podcast so my podcast can show up, because you know I'm a little creative right now. I'm a smaller creative right now, so I can be with the big dogs. Give me that 5 stars so more people can see me. If you like it, you think I'm funny, you think I'm cool, you think like I'm your homegirl in your head, give me that 5 stars, homegirl, and leave a comment and let me know what you think about the podcast. Let me know if you got some episodes. What are some guests that you would want? You know, people don't be returning my email, but you know, if you spam they ads down below, maybe they hit a nigga up. Maybe they hit a nigga up. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day, and I hope this New Year's is getting off to that poppin' start. So happy New Year to you. And then yeah, and all that. Bye. So I just wanted to give y'all a little precursor at the end of this episode and let y'all know I'm a little beat today. My makeup still ain't all the way blended. I tried to do something different. I thought I was fancy and that shit just sitting there. But it ain't even fully blended. But you know, I came a little beat today. But let me let y'all know something. You guys are gonna see me with sweats. Y'all gonna see me looking a mess. 90% of the time I am going to be in a bonnet with no makeup on. So if y'all see a little ogre, a little brown skin ogre next episode, just know that I'm her. She's me. We're here. And don't let these makeup fool y'all, because you know, I just wanted to give a good first impression. But yes, let me know how y'all like this episode. Let me know what some topics that y'all want to hear about. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right. Bye.